Jesus was not an only child. Contrary to popular belief, Jesus was not an only child. After his miraculous birth to Mary, a young virgin, Mary and Joseph went on to have other children, making Jesus the eldest sibling. The Bible mentions several brothers and sisters of Jesus, such as James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas. While many traditions focus solely on the divinity of Jesus, it's also important to recognize his humanity. Growing up in a family with brothers and sisters, experiencing sibling relationships just like any other child. Imagine what it might have been like to be Jesus' little brother or sister, living in his shadow, yet growing up alongside the Son of God. This aspect of his life highlights his role in a real family, surrounded by the dynamics of daily life and human relationships. Jesus went missing at age 12. At the age of 12, Jesus went missing while traveling with his family for the Passover festival in Jerusalem. After the celebration ended, Mary and Joseph packed up to head back home, only to realize that Jesus had stayed behind. The Bible tells us it took them an entire day to notice he was missing. And after several days of frantic searching, they found him in the temple, discussing profound matters with the religious teachers. For Mary and Joseph, this moment must have been both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Realizing that their son, who was also the Son of God, was already demonstrating his wisdom and calling. This event shows that even Jesus' earthly parents didn't always fully understand his divine purpose, though they knew he was destined for something extraordinary. Jesus got angry. It might be surprising to some, but Jesus did indeed get angry. One of the most striking moments of Jesus' anger came when he entered the temple and found people selling goods and exchanging money in what was meant to be a holy place. In a display of righteous anger, he overturned the tables and drove the merchants out, declaring that they had turned his father's house into a den of thieves. Jesus' anger wasn't a reckless outburst. It was a reaction to injustice and exploitation, something that he could not stand, especially in a sacred place. This teaches us that while anger is often seen as negative, it can be a natural and appropriate response when we witness the mistreatment of others, especially when it goes against God's principles of justice and love. Jesus had issues with church leaders. While Jesus extended grace and compassion to sinners, he had strong words for the religious leaders of his time. The Pharisees and Sadducees, who prided themselves on their strict adherence to the law, were often criticized by Jesus for their hypocrisy and for burdening the people with rules that they themselves didn't follow. He condemned their focus on external righteousness rather than the condition of the heart, emphasizing that God cares more about how we treat others than how perfectly we follow rituals or religious laws. This dynamic between Jesus and the religious leaders shows us that true faith is not about outward appearances or rigid rule-keeping, but about a sincere heart, humility, and the way we love and serve others. Jesus wasn't white. When we picture Jesus, many of us think of him as a tall, light-skinned man with flowing hair, but in reality, Jesus was a man of Jewish descent, born in the region of Judea. He would have had darker skin, likely a more olive or Mediterranean complexion, with short, dark, curly hair. His appearance would have been typical of a first-century Jewish man, far different from the Scandinavian-like depictions often seen in art and media. Understanding Jesus' true ethnicity helps us challenge stereotypes and cultural assumptions about him, reminding us that Jesus came for all people, regardless of race or nationality. He walked the earth as a man who could relate to every human experience, not just the one most familiar to us. Jesus had humble beginnings. Jesus' beginnings were far from royal or extravagant. Born in a stable to a humble carpenter and his young wife, Jesus entered the world in the most modest of circumstances. His family was poor, and he would have grown up in a small working-class town in Nazareth. This background was significant because it shows that Jesus, the Son of God, chose to experience life in a humble, ordinary way. Far from the expectations of a king or conqueror, he knew what it was like to face poverty, struggle, and the hardships of human life, which made him uniquely qualified to understand and empathize with the struggles of every person. Jesus' humility is a reminder that greatness in God's kingdom isn't measured by wealth or status, but by love, service, and sacrifice. Jesus started his ministry later in life. Jesus didn't begin his public ministry until he was around 30 years old. Despite being the Son of God, he lived a normal life, growing up as a child, a teenager, and a young adult in Nazareth. During this time, he likely worked with his father as a carpenter, gaining wisdom and understanding of the world. His delay in starting his ministry might seem surprising to us, but it shows that even Jesus followed a natural progression of life. He took the time to grow and prepare, building relationships and learning before stepping into the public role that would ultimately change the course of history. His example teaches us that God's timing is perfect, and sometimes we need to wait for the right moment to fulfill our purpose. Women helped fund Jesus' ministry. In a time when women had few rights and often occupied marginalized roles, Jesus showed an incredible respect for women. Not only did he offer them dignity and compassion, but women also played a key role in supporting Jesus' ministry. The Gospel of Luke mentions women like Mary Magdalene, Joanna, and Susanna, who used their own resources to help fund Jesus' work and ensure his disciples had what they needed. This inclusion of women in his ministry is a testament to Jesus' radical approach to equality and the value he placed on all people, regardless of gender. It's a reminder that women have always had an important role in the work of God, both in ancient times and today. Jesus struggled with the reality of death. Although Jesus knew his mission on earth was to die for the sins of humanity, he was still fully human and experienced deep emotional struggle when faced with his impending death. In the Garden of Gethsemane, just before his arrest, Jesus prayed earnestly, asking God if there was any other way to fulfill his mission. He was overwhelmed with sorrow and anguish, a human response to the suffering he was about to endure. This moment of vulnerability shows that Jesus didn't take his death lightly. He faced it with the same fear, uncertainty, and pain that any human would. His struggle reminds us that it's okay to feel anxiety or fear in difficult times, and that God is present with us in those moments of vulnerability. Jesus came to experience life as a human. Jesus' purpose in coming to earth was not just to die on the cross, but to experience life as a human being in every way. He experienced joy and sorrow, pain and healing, rejection and love. By living through these human experiences, Jesus was able to empathize deeply with our struggles. He understands our heartaches, fears, and disappointments, not just from his divine perspective, but from his personal, lived experience. This understanding brings comfort to those who pray to him, knowing that he is not distant or detached, but a God who has walked in our shoes and understands the complexities of being human. Jesus' life on earth assures us that we are never alone in our pain, because he has already walked that road and continues to walk with us. If you found these insights into the life of Jesus fascinating, you won't want to miss our next video. Every scientific fact mentioned in the Bible. In this video, we'll explore how the Bible, often thought of as a spiritual and historical document, actually contains numerous references to scientific principles that were way ahead of their time. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Let's dive deep into the surprising scientific truths hidden in the Bible.